Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of
Mom's Chit Chat.
Yay! I hope you all have been enjoying the show so far. Don't forget to keep those comments coming in. We love reading your DMs. So drop those comments, send us an email at momchitchattv@gmail.com. And if you're watching the show for the first time, my name is Jane Ogoye and I'm the founder of Fab Mom NG. And I have my ladies here.
Yes.
My name is Nicole Chikwe. I'm the founder of TK Wellness.
And my name is Motukwe Anyila, the founder of High Mom Zone.
And we have a very special guest right here.
Like
this topic is the
I think it's what we've all been waiting for.
exactly very steamy, spicy topic. We have here yesterday Agbola, aka Olori Coitus.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
you for
ladies.
joining us.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so like we said earlier, we're discussing something very spicy, very sexy. We're talking about sex and motherhood. Is there a
Right.
relationship? Do you know what we're talking about? So let's dive in.
Okay.
Do you think that our sex life sort of changes when we become moms?
Definitely. I mean, I think sex is the first thing is that sex is for connection. And as we move and evolve through different stages of our lives, that feeling changes, or or how do I put it, the needs can
Change.
maybe the word would not even be change, evolve.
Okay.
So when you're newly married and everything is hot and steamy, you can't get enough of each other, you don't have that many things that are pulling responsibilities, things that are pulling at you. You go to work, I'm talking for the average person, right? You go to work or your business or whatever, and you come back home and it's just you and your boo. Yes. So when you come back from work, all you're thinking about is dinner, maybe where you're going to go eat, or just, you're catching up with your babe about how was the day, the good old days, you were just nothing for you to worry about. So of course, sex is almost always on the menu, right?
Yes.
And of course, whether you were having sex before you were married or you decided to wait until you were married, it's like the sex is new, everything is enchanting, it's different, you're just like discovering each other. So it's a wonderful, pleasurable time. And then pregnancy occurs. Depending on how your experience with pregnancy was, the first trimester for most women is like a no-go. Either you're having waves of nausea. That morning sickness is more like all day sickness, So with all of that happening, and then maybe, second trimester though you have to tend to have more energy, you might feel like sexy mama, and things pick up again. And then you go into third trimester where you're wobbling and may or may not have a lot of sex, but then the baby comes, your body has changed.
Yes.
I mean, that 9 months of pregnancy, which is really 10 months, right?
Yes.
Your body has metamorphosized, literally. So even sometimes if you kind of feel in the mood, you're not really you're like,
Just do whatever you want to and let me.
you said it. And sometimes it's like you're so overwhelmed by being a new mom, you're putting all this energy into this new baby, you're exhausted, and your body has changed. You're looking at yourself, you're like, was that there before?
Exactly.
Like, why is that? Why is my stomach?
Yeah, you lie down and then it goes one direction. You lie the other way, then it's a mess.
You understand? And then even, if you had a vaginal birth, you're wondering, how
Everything
is. So he's like coming and trying to be like,
Hold it there.
I'm not sure. It's a different arena now, So there's so much that goes on that, sex is different.
Yeah, I can just imagine. So what do you do on your platform, Olori Coitus?
So Olori Coitus is a sex education and sex coaching platform. My job literally is to help couples and individuals achieve their highest level of sexual well-being.
Wow. Okay.
So either through just general sex education, personalized coaching, bridal showers, group events.
Bridal showers.
Oh yes, bridal showers, baby showers, you name it. Okay, so we do baby showers, bridal showers, and just a lot of hands-on practical demonstration and tips on how to keep it hot and spicy.
Wow.
So basically, new moms, intending couples should understand that things will definitely change.
Things will change, and it's important when you know that things will change.
Right.
It's not as much of a shock as opposed to when you don't know and you're
it
thinking
just
everything's going
happens.
to be great and you're now wondering, but why does it feel different? And the husband is there like, but she used to be so responsive. She used to, she used to initiate sex and now I'm begging her and she's not even interested.
Right.
So it's good when you kind of have expectations. And I always tell couples, newly intending couples, to kind of set like a roadmap.
Okay.
What are my expectations? Where are we going? What can change and all of that? And I can help you set that.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that like when these changes are happening, and then you're thinking it's not just this. Over time, there's going to be menopause. One of you could actually be ill, critically ill for a while.
That's
So if you were used to having sex 5-6 times a week, and now you're down to like 1 or 0, once a month, which can happen. How do you manage those expectations? How do you keep the intimacy alive without sex?
Oh, that's a
That's a
good
very nice one.
Wow.
Because I was just going to ask you, so ideally, in an ideal setting, how many times a week or how frequently should a couple have sex?
It's so funny because literally my last post on Instagram was a video that I put up and I said, there's no rule.
Okay.
There's no rule because for you, it could be 5 days a week. For me, it could be 2 days a week. We get together, we're married. At some point, we have to come to a compromise, a balance,
Right.
for what works best for us as a couple. There's no ideal situation.
Fantastic.
The wonderful thing about sex is, remember I said sex is for connection.
Yes.
It is the connection between the two of you.
Right.
Forget what anybody else has to say. If you guys are good to having it 10 times a week, go
for it.
Fantastic.
If there are actually studies that show that with long-term couples, you don't have to have sex as frequently
connect.
to
Right.
connect.
Yeah.
Like ideally, like 1 to twice a week is fine. They didn't even give a number, but it showed that the sexual satisfaction and levels
Is
of
there.
intimacy is still maintained because you're sharing, you're constantly in contact, right? You're talking, you're finding other
Body
ways.
touching.
Thank you, darling.
Yes.
A lot of couples feel it's only when they're having sex that they touch.
Right.
They pass by each other. They've been in the house together 24 hours.
And
They
no
haven't-
touching.
Not once a little touch. Like you're talking and they're just there. No, really, think about
spanking
it.
the bum.
That's true.
The little spank on the bum, the little hug. Hey, babe, move. Just brush each other. Sit on the couch and let your bodies touch. Instead, mommy is on one couch, daddy is on
On
the
the
other
phone.
couch.
Mommy is
and you guys
Instagramming.
no, you cannot be Instagramming, but like let
Still
your
be-
bodies
yeah.
be in contact.
I completely agree. I feel like with me as well, there has to be a build up. Let's be throughout the day,
Exactly.
contact and, touching and hugging. You can't just, be hanging out as guys.
And then all of a sudden,
Then at midnight, they just
Like, what's that?
what's that? There has to be, and I feel like a lot of women are like that as well. It's like
course.
the smaller, those little touches that actually show that true intimacy.
send a nice text every once in a
raunchy
while.
text,
Sexting is amazing. So sexting is a great way to like keep it hot and spicy throughout the day. I mean, not everybody is to the level where you might not be at the level where you're able to send like nude pics and stuff like that. But just something like send her a message and be like, hey babe, you look so hot this morning. I can't wait to
you
tap
get
that
home.
tonight, or or like be naked when I get home.
Okay.
Like if the kids have been stressing you, work has been stressing you, everything, it's just there at the back of your mind.
Psychology.
I'm telling you, because look, sex is a mind.
It is.
Exactly.
It's a thing of
It
the
is.
mind.
It is.
And I have women that say, by the end of the day, I took care of the kids, I took dinner, I'm so tired, and then he wants to turn. I'm just. You don't have to have it at night.
Yeah.
How about you take a good, nice few hours of sleep, wake up at 3 a.m.
And do it.
Get it on, right? Or you wake up an hour earlier, maybe you usually
Right.
wake up at 6, wake up like 5:30 or 5, get some good morning loving, and go about your day with a pep in your step.
That's it.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I really liked what you said about.
Hallelujah.
I really like what you said about speaking with new intending couples, even new moms, about the expectations, about how things would change. Because I wish I knew this, before I got married. Because I know that when I had my children, for the first 6 months, if not 8, it went like this. And even at that point, my husband was, I know he's going to watch this, but he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to touch me at the time. And that was because you know how our bodies change, and our husbands don't immediately get used to this.
Yes,
don't.
the new
This
body.
changes. So he was even afraid to touch me. He was like, "No, you need to heal first." And I'm like, "What am I healing?"
I mean,
you know,
you popped out 3
I know.
babies. Like, you know, that thing about healing, there are men who refuse to touch their
he
wives
was also
during
in
pregnancy.
he was also in the labor and the theater with me. So after he saw that,
Oh, yeah.
so sometimes he just look at me and
Traumatized.
Look, let me tell you, it's not like, honestly, we don't have enough education
Exactly.
for men. Even a lot of women
Yes.
are not even sure of what exactly it is that goes on. Right? But at least you have some idea. For most men, they're clueless. So when you take them into that delivery room for the first time, or they're experiencing pregnancy with you, there are men who will not touch their wives during
That's
pregnancy.
true.
Let me tell you,
Yes.
okay, I mean, since we're here, we're talking, we're moms, right?
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, my husband was scared to touch me because he had this fear that
it will touch
it will
the
be
baby.
touching
Poke
the
the
baby,
baby.
and that the baby's going to come out with like bumps
Are
on
you
the head.
serious?
Or, you know, you're the only one. You know, the first time I heard it, I thought, oh my God, you have to be out of this world. But in conversation with a lot more men, you know, I've heard some men tell me, look, are you telling me that my baby will just be looking at my penis like, you know, like they're going to be scarred for life? You know, thinking, oh, so many things. And I'm like, no, the penis doesn't go near the baby. There's a cervix that closes the baby.
There's enough layers.
You know, no, I mean, it's like the penis goes into the vagina, it's covered, at the end of it is the cervix. The cervix is the opening of where the womb is.
Exactly.
Even, you know, the baby's covered in the sac. They don't know this. So there's so much misinformation and lack of information that if more men understood what was going on, they would not be as scared, and it might even make them more understanding of what you have gone through. Because, you know, the man is thinking, what? You've had the baby. Some men are thinking, you've had the baby. No, you've had the baby. What's the problem? Let's continue now. And you can't understand that, like, their hormones, I mean, you've had all these hormones pumped into you for 10 months. Then you're breastfeeding, another set of hormones. There's so much going on. And he's just wondering, you've snapped back now. At least your stomach has gone down small. Why are you not ready to get it on?
Yesterday, I can just imagine what your DM looks like. Like if I could take a peek inside your DM.
That's what I want.
Like what's number one?
Do you really want?
What's the number one question?
Because the tea there will be hot. So
What's number one question you get? I know from guys, from
girls. Okay, so from men, the number one question is, how can I increase my penis size? How can there's always questions about penis size and getting larger. Are there any proven ways, herbal ways, surgical ways to get?
For real?
And I always tell them, as far as I know, I've done the research. There are no safe ways for you to enlarge your penis. And don't worry about enlarging your penis. Work on the action, learning the skills. The vagina is most sensitive in the front, not in the back. Don't worry about big. It's not about how big you are. You know how they say it's not the size, it's the motion. Motion. And with women, I get a lot of, my sex drive is now low. I don't really enjoy sex. What can I do? Something wrong with me? You know, what is the matter? You know, those questions around that is what I get from most women. Yes.
That's interesting. So what do you tell those ladies?
Well, if a woman is suffering from, or experience, let me not use the word suffering. If a woman is experiencing a lower sex drive, it could be a bunch of reasons. The first thing we're going to look at is, how is the relationship?
Emotional needs.
Emotionally, you know, are you guys experiencing any issues or anything like that? Because that is a big tell. Things we always think about sex as just this physical thing, but your body, if you look at your body holistically, sex is also holistic. You know, mental, spiritual, social, all those parts have an effect and work together into affecting your sex life. So you have to take a look at all of it. And if it's all of that and it's none of all those things, then we now start looking at, you know, some enhancement. But the thing with enhancements, which are great, but the word is enhance. You have to enhance something that is there.
right.
So if we're at 0, what are we enhancing?
Nothing.
Nothing. You know, and it's like we're enhancing, we can't enhance every day.
Right.
We can't, because I've had women and clients who come and, you know, who say, oh, I started using this, it was great, but man, every time I smelled like my husband wanted to have sex with me, I would quickly run and go take something. Because they now got to the point where they didn't feel like they were capable
Of doing it themselves.
of doing it without, or enjoying sex without.
that.
So what I do is I teach women to own their pleasure, to learn, if you learn the different aspects of sex, because we didn't get enough sex education.
Yes.
That is just the truth. No matter how freaky you are, you might like sex, but most women and most men don't have enough information, comprehensive sex
That's true.
education. So we start off with the basics. People call their vagina what is really their vulva, because your vagina is the passageway,
Right.
Your
Oh,
vulva is the
really?
entire genital area.
Really?
Yes. Some women don't know that there are 3 holes. They don't know that where your pee comes out of is
Oh,
not
yeah.
where
Different.
it's different.
Yeah.
From where
Right?
the baby comes
It's
out.
different from where the baby comes out of. All those little things, we start to do that. Then you start to understand the techniques of pleasure. What gives you pleasure? Do you know your erogenous zones? Your husband might just think that, only certain parts of your body, if I touch this and I touch this, that's it.
Yeah.
But what if it's your scalp that's your erogenous zone? What if it's, the underside of your foot, for example? You don't know that. He doesn't know that. And especially you, the woman, you expect him to just know. Because we women, society has told us, don't worry, the man will know what to do. You just stay there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you want somebody to come to your house, but you don't know the way to your house. How are you going to describe it to him?
Fantastic. Wow. Okay, so I wanted to ask, so aside from the education, enhancements, exploring yourselves, what are there natural ways we can boost our libidos as moms?
There are some, there are claims for quite a number of different things. I've heard of watermelon, eating lots of watermelon, in Nigeria now, tiger nut milk and dates, blended together and drinking seems to be a very popular aphrodisiac.
Okay.
I've heard things like eating snails helps. The
Pineapple?
sliminess of it. Pineapple has been said that it's good for helping a woman get wet.
Okay.
But I would say that if you eat too much pineapple, that's a lot of sugar. Too much sugar equals yeast.
Wow.
That's
So
another issue.
that's sometimes even with some of these enhancements, sometimes they tell you, drink, there's a lot of honey and this and that,
yes,
which is
exactly.
great, but you also have to find a balance.
Right.
So that you're now not adding infections and adding other things into it. So it's just, with all things, watch how your body reacts. Start small. Try to find out as much information about what is contained in them so that you can tell if you have any allergies or if it's something. Start a little, see if you have any reaction, and then you can build up as well. But yeah, try all kinds of things. But let me tell you, a lot of women that experience dryness, number one culprit is dehydration. If you're not drinking enough water.
Really?
Trust me on that.
Wow.
Drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day.
Okay.
You will find out that you will be more lubricated than you were before. And sometimes, even after you've tried all these things, you're finding that you're not as
Getting
lubricated as you are. And sometimes you're aroused. It's also maybe you're not yet aroused.
Right.
Because
so more foreplay.
my sis, I don't even like to call it foreplay. I like to call it sex play. Because the foreplay makes it sound like it's the appetizer. So just do it so you can get it over with and get to the main course. It's a major and integral part of the sexual experience. It's not just, you don't have to do certain things before and then certain things in the middle and certain things in the end. It can kind of, put it all together. It can think of it like tapas, or you're eating small chops. Different little bits.
Before the main meal.
No, like think of a meal. Think of it as
Okay,
a
like a
meal
3
of
course.
small chops.
Okay.
Nothing is more important than the rest,
Yes.
right? You might like the one. You might find, I really like samosas more than puff puff, or I really like spring rolls are my favorite. But
They're all
together.
That's what makes it
Mm.
is what. Because otherwise you're just eating puff puff.
Yes.
Oh yeah, just eating samosa. It's good, but together.
Okay, so we've talked about new moms. What can new dads do, to always, get it up, get their wives?
I think new dads should help. In fact, I don't like the word help because it makes it sound like it's the
doing you a
woman's job and they're doing you a
Right,
favor.
right.
Both of you had this baby, so both of you are responsible for the well-being of this baby. So don't, if she's, there are times when she doesn't always have to feed the baby. You know, even if she's doing exclusive breastfeeding, pump, take a bottle, feed the baby. You know, let her get some rest.
Exactly.
Change the nappy. You know, the place is a mess. Try to help clean up. Like, just do. Don't sit, like you're sitting there, she has done all this work, and then all of a sudden you think that she'll have extra energy just sitting in reserve somewhere
for you.
for sexy time. Come on now, you know? Even when you're doing all that, it's going to make you more sexy to her. She'll be more,
Exactly.
you know, she'll be like, oh my God,
Yes.
That's my
you don't even have to ask. She's just going to be like, tonight,
That's true.
Getting down.
you get what I mean? So it's that whole, it's a partnership. Marriage is a partnership.
Okay. So new moms need to discover themselves
And be patient with
and be
themselves.
patient.
Right.
Be
While
patient.
new dads should also help out.
Contribute.
Contribute. Know that they are in it together.
They need together and be patient with
Yeah.
her. It's okay for her to not want sex yet.
Exactly.
And try to understand that she has gone through
a lot.
a lot. You know, I mean, whether it was a vaginal birth or via C-section, it was a traumatic
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
It's actually trauma to the body. It's considered, pregnancy and childbirth is actually considered trauma.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it takes your body at least about 6 months to heal from it. So understand that not just the body is healing, the mind.
Absolutely.
Feelings.
I was just
Everything is
about to
trying
say
to
that because
readjust.
with every child that I've had, you know, I think more than the physical inhibitors like the pain, it's also mental because I'm thinking about I have stitches, you know, I'm lactating, like I'm not ready, I haven't healed, I haven't recovered. So it really takes me a while to get over that mental hurdle
Exactly.
to get back in the saddle, so to speak. So yeah, definitely that mental aspect is so important. And something I found really interesting as well, but my big take home from this is when you hear about sex therapists and things like that, you would think, or sex coaches,
Yes.
you think it's all about the actual physicality of it.
Exactly.
They'll tell you, okay, do
It's
like
way
this, don't do
more
like,
than
try
that.
this, then they'll give you a book, Kama Sutra, try this, like, do like this, spread it. So that's what I always kind of had in mind, but to know that it actually delves deeper.
Sex is relationship.
Right.
So we can't fix or deal with the sexual part without dealing with the whole relationship and the whole person.
Right.
Because you're not just an amalgamation of parts, you're a whole person
for
and
me,
everything.
For me, I'll just say that you mentioned touch. That touch is really important, and that's something I'd really love to try.
Yeah.
Just
Right. So that's our assignment tonight. Now just be
you know,
Just gonna
I'm telling you, for the next week or so, just touch more. Just pass each other and just, you know, hey, just rub, touch. Engage your bodies physically. It will be sending signals to your brain. It will be sending signals to your brain, and you will find that when it's maybe if he wants, you'll find that you're either initiating more, or if he initiates, you're more responsive.
Okay. Yesterday, I'm so glad you came, and I'm so excited that you've shed more light on this very interesting topic.
Yeah.
You know those kind of topics that we wish we could know more about, but we don't know how to go about it.
Yes.
So you see why you should watch MomChitChat TV
Yes.
more often.
I know that's right.
Okay, so for me, my takeaway from this is sexting and drinking water. I mean, who would have thought?
That's
Thank
a
you so
great
much.
point.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, yesterday, for joining us today on the show.
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
sure my ladies here did enjoy.
Oh yes.
It was lit.
Yes,
So
really
yeah.
insightful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Okay, so we hope to bring you back. Please say yes.
Yes.
Great.
So we hope you did
That's
enjoy
fine.
today's episode of MomChitChat TV. As usual, do not forget to follow yesterday on her Instagram page at Olori Coitus on Instagram. Send her DMs, bug her with your problems, and she'll be sure to
And
answer
come for
you.
your sex coaching.
Exactly.
Come for that.
So it's a wrap, ladies. How did we do today?
Oh, we did fantastic.
Yeah, no, this was a
Fantastic.
good.
Yeah.
It was a hit,
This was
right?
hot seat. Yeah, I'm here
Okay.
for it.
Okay, so do not forget to join us same time very soon here on MomChitChat TV. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to MomChitChat TV. Please subscribe. Send us DMs. Send us emails. We love to read from you. So till next time. Bye.
Bye.